our headlines for this evening, locally, injunction appeal to be heard on Wednesday, and Charlestown Secondary School awarded for excellence in literacy advancement. The details are straight ahead. Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast for today, Monday, February 2nd, 2015. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. The Violent Crime Unit on Nevis is investigating a fatal shooting incident which occurred at Bath Village about 7 p.m. on Thursday, January 29th, 2015, which resulted in the death of one person. Initial investigations reveal that Javan Bartlett of Bath Village was in the premises of bakery in that village when he was attacked by armed masked assailants. One person is presently in police custody assisting with this investigation. Anyone who has information pertaining to this shooting incident is asked to call the Violent Crimes Unit at 467-1886, 467-1887, 662-9336, 469-5269, the nearest police station, or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-8477. Persons given information may be eligible to receive a reward. Three of the Federation's political parties came together on Saturday, January 31st, 2015 to sign what is being termed a comprehensive memorandum of understanding setting out the ethos of a potential Team Unity government. The Team Unity Alliance comprises the People's Labour Party, PLP, and the People's Action Movement, PAM, of St. Kitts, and the Concerned Citizens Movement, CCM, of Nevis. At Saturday's historic signing of the MOU, dubbed Treaty of National Unity, Deputy Leader of Team Unity, the Honourable Mark Brantley, gave a synopsis of the agreement.
The new unity government will, as a matter of urgency, establish a Constitution Commission to engage in the widest possible public consultation as a prerequisite to constitutional reform. The new unity government will table amendments to provide for safeguards against the abuse of power by the government, freedom of the press and the freedom of information, integrity in public life and eradication of corruption in government, right of recall for non-performing parliamentary representatives, fixed election dates for national and Nevis elections, mechanisms for a referendum process, term limits for the Prime Minister, the conduct of all political parties during an election period, review the composition and function of an independent electoral boundaries commission and electoral commission, establishment of appropriate procedures that are clearly outlined for vote of no confidence, legislate the proper functioning of the Public Accounts Committee, promotion of equality, national healing, cohesion, and unity. The partners hereby agree that the new unity government will ensure equal treatment of all and equitable and fair development of all regions of the country. Further, it shall give consideration to the setting up of a mechanism to properly advise on what measures might be necessary and practicable to promote national healing, cohesion, and unity. Additionally, it will work together in earnest and with expedition to provide a durable framework for addressing on an equitable basis the critical issues, revenue sharing, representation abroad, devolution, inter alia, affecting the relationship between St. Kitts and Nevis. Also, a unity government will create an environment of tolerance and respect so that all citizens at all times are treated with dignity, and decency, irrespective of age, gender, race, ethnicity, place of origin, or political affiliation.
The Treaty of National Unity was signed by PLP leader, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, PAM leader, the Honorable Sean Richards, and leader of the CCM, the Honorable Vance Amory.
It is a new paradigm in how this country should be run. It is a call for integrity on behalf of leaders of our country. What we have done today is a call for honesty, and it is a call to provide a correction in our political history in St. Kitts and Nevis. We have had too much divisiveness, and it is time for us to bring divisiveness in St. Kitts and Nevis to a halt. Bring it to an end.
The signing of Team Unity's Treaty of National Unity came just over 2 weeks before the electorate of St. Kitts and Nevis goes to the polls for general elections slated for February 16th, 2015. Meantime, the Court of Appeals has today announced that with all parties' consent, the appeal hearing of the boundaries injunction matter will take place at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, February 4th, 2015 in St. Lucia. The hearing was previously scheduled for February 9th, but has been brought forward in response to a request made by Prime Minister the Right Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas. Prime Minister Douglas says he wrote to the Court of Appeals seeking its indulgence in ensuring that the date of the hearing is moved forward so as to avoid the administrative complications that would ensue with the court hearing to take place on Monday, February 9th, after nomination day, February 6th, had come and gone. The Prime Minister says he met with His Excellency the Governor General, the Chairman of the Electoral Commission, and the Supervisor of Elections to officially advise them that in response to the opposition's decision to appeal the January 27, 2015 court ruling, the court has asked that the new boundaries not be used until the hearing of the appeal has been completed. During an emergency sitting on January 16th, the St. Kitts and Nevis National Assembly passed constituency boundaries changes for St. Christopher 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and Nevis 9 and 10. The Parliament was immediately dissolved upon the adjournment of that sitting. As announced by Prime Minister Douglas, the date for elections in St. Kitts and Nevis will be Monday, February 16th, 2015. Stay with us. We'll have more local news after this break.
You are watching NTV!
Welcome back.
February the 4th every year is celebrated as World Cancer Day. The theme for World Cancer Day this year is Not Beyond Us. Not beyond us meaning that cancer is no longer a death sentence. Early diagnosis and top-class medical treatment can mean that you can live with cancer for much longer. This year for World Cancer Day, the Health Promotion Unit will be doing a few activities to acknowledge the Day of World Cancer. We are trying to push awareness of the different types of cancers, the different colors that represent the types of cancers, and just a little history on some of the cancers that some people are not necessarily aware of. We are going to be going into the schools, mostly the primary schools, grades 5 and 6, and to teach the children about what is cancer. Some of the children, they know that they have a family member who's suffering from a disease of cancer. They know they had probably a grandparent that died from cancer, but they don't necessarily know what cancer is per se. So I'm going to go into the schools this week and tell them a bit about what's cancer, what are some of the symptoms of cancer, the different type of cancer, and what ribbons represent the different types of cancer.
That was a Chevrolet Nesbitt, health educator in the Health Promotion Unit, speaking about the theme and some of the activities for this year's observance of World Cancer Day. Nesbitt also stated that the Health Promotion Unit would be visiting local businesses in an effort to bring cancer awareness to the public.
I'm also trying to push awareness for the adults by trying to get the business places, the government sectors, and different people in the community to represent a cancer. So you could go online on Google, or you could go on any search drive and look at the different types of cancer. There's a chart for the different types of cancer and the color. And what you can do is wear that ribbon for that day, probably wear the t-shirt that represents that particular color, and just pull cancer awareness. So we're trying to push cancer awareness. Also, there will be a feature address on Wednesday, February the 4th, about World Cancer Day, done by the Minister of Health, the Honorable Mark Brantley.
That was Chevany Nisbet, health educator at the Health Promotion Unit. Senior citizens in the St. John's Parish will be the first to benefit from an Introduction to Computers training course, which is being offered through the Department of Education. The course is the brainchild of Adina Taylor, Education Officer responsible for adult and continuing education. She addressed Thursday's opening ceremony.
Somebody met me on the street one time and he said, I noticed that you are organizing different projects for adults and you have excluded the seniors. And I felt very guilty. And I said, oh, what can I do for seniors? Because I know they are always involved in a lot of activities. So I went and I did a little research and I said, let me see what seniors are doing around the world. And I realized that, okay, there are seniors around the world who are actively involved with computers. They are communicating with their friends, they are communicating with their families, and they are quite comfortable doing it. And I said, I am sure the seniors of Nevis can do that. And so I'm very excited. I know some of you might feel a little intimidated, but I know that you're going to learn, you're going to enjoy learning, and at the end of it, you're going to say, I am so happy that I came out to learn computers.
Keith Glasgow, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Social Development, says this computer training is a conscious effort to enable the island's senior citizens to adapt to their changing environment.
Technology is the way of business, and technology is the way of the world. It is therefore quite fitting and fascinating that the Adult Education Division of the Department of Education is collaborating with the Senior Citizens Services Division of the Department of Social Services to bring information and communication technology to our seniors. I understand that the course content will include the following. Introduction to computers, so I suppose you'll be learning the different parts of the computer. Typing or word processing, email, and Skype. Our seniors will therefore be equipped with useful skills and tools to improve their quality of life.
Senior Citizens Division Coordinator Garcia Hendrickson says she is excited about the initiative.
It is a very exciting activity. We are looking forward to the seniors learning to use the computer, and we especially want them to be able to keep in contact with their family members and by email, Skype, whatever. So this morning we want to welcome everybody here. Thank you all for coming, and we are looking forward to a very exciting time. This session, the class should run for 8 weeks, and it runs from 10 to about 12 o'clock.
We also got some feedback from the participants.
It's amazing to see that we reach to this age to really know about computer. But I think it's interesting for the government to really give us a chance to know about computer. Because in the meantime, you can, if you can buy a computer and see what it's all about.
This is the computer age, and we get so confused and everything, and the knowledge of it will be good for us.
I tried my best and see what it's all about. Because I never tried it before, but I'll try my best. Yeah. With the help of the Lord. Because He said if you make one step, He'll make us the other.
The more I live, the more I hear. I 80-year-old alone computer. So let's go and let's help the brain to learn what we can learn in Jesus' name.
I'm very excited to be in this class because this is the age of technology and we can't let the young people pass us. We are just as young as them. Our brain is still functioning, so I'm grateful to everybody who put this together for me to be an expert in computer.
Well,
I'm glad to be here. For in this day and age of computer time, it is good to know the technology, and it's good to get in touch with what's going on. It might be a good thing for me because I have some family who is abroad, and by learning this, I might be able to keep up with them. So, but they always say, well, Auntie, you need something else that if we want you, we could get you, not the telephone. So I think it's the computer. Thank God it come.
The facilitators for the course are Lawrence Richards and Julian Paris of the Department of Education. And finally, the Charlestown Secondary School has been awarded for its efforts in building the institution's library. On Friday, January 30th, Tom and Harriet Linsky, the founders of the children's literacy organization Hands Across the Sea, presented the award during a ceremony held at the school.
When we first visited the library about 3 years ago, there weren't very many books, and the books that there were very old, and many of them not helpful for learning, for your school-based assessments at CXC, not very exciting for young adult readers, and so we thought, oh, we could help you out, we could do something about that. And under the leadership of Miss Marva Roberts, a transformation took place here at the Charlestown Secondary School Library, and it's been picked up and continued by Mrs. Wallace. So what we see here is a great opportunity and a great effort made by Charlestown Secondary School. So we've decided to award you the Hands Across the Sea Literacy Award for 2015. And this award comes with $1,000 US worth of brand new reading books and reference books.
The Charlestown Secondary School was selected from a field of 7 institutions in the Federation: the Gingerland Secondary, the Washington Archibald High, the Bastille High, the Charles E. Mills, the Sadler's High, and the Verchilds High Schools for the award.
We're really, really pleased to partner here in Nevis and St. Kitts with the MoneyGram Foundation and with Scotia Bank. And in St. Kitts, we partner with Christoph Harbour. And here, especially at Charlestown Secondary School, we have Frances Hood, who was born in Nevis, and her daughter, Zetta Elliott, who was actually born in Canada, but of course her mother is Nevisian. She has a special place in her heart for Nevis, and she has a special place in her heart for Charlestown Secondary School, and she's been your major sponsor of Zetta and her mother Frances the past several years here. And Zetta herself is an author. You've probably seen her book, The Deep, hopefully, and maybe some of you have read it. It's a really, really good book, and I hope you'll seek it out if you haven't read it. And think about Zetta and her mother Frances, because they're thinking of you and the students here at Charlestown Secondary School.
Deputy Principal Juan Williams expressed appreciation on behalf of the school's principal, staff, and students.
We have been trying to improve the library over the period of time, and it is getting there, and in big part to the work from Hands Across the Sea. And so we are indeed grateful, and the students, I'm sure, would make good use of the material that would be given to the Nevis Charlestown Secondary School Library. So thank you very much for your donation.
For the past 7 years, Hands Across the Sea has donated more than 12,000 books to school libraries in Nevis.
Most of the school libraries that we have on Nevis, when you go into the libraries and you see new books, they can be attributed to the work that Hands Across the Sea done. They have been very generous and very giving to us, and we're truly appreciative. And we're especially thankful for the donation this morning to Charlestown Secondary School. You won't get the books right now. They'll be back. Their books will be here about September or October, and so you can look forward to that in the new school term, the new school year when you get here. But we want to say thank you to them. We appreciate their gift, and we appreciate their efforts in helping to promote literacy in Nevis. We want to say thank you, Tom, and thank you, Harry.
The Chalsom Secondary School has also received a banner which now identifies the institution as a Hands Across the Sea Award recipient for excellence in the advancement of literacy. That's it for tonight's edition of the Nevis Newscast. Thank you for viewing. Good night.